Good afternoon well, it's still good morning actually. Good morning folks, and welcome. This is probably only going to be a quickie, but we'll see what camera we need. Tell you what, we'll go for camera 2, and we'll just straighten it because it's a bit wonky. That's about there. That's going the wrong way. Yeah, because I accidentally clobbered the camera. No, it won't. Not happy with that. Not when I can get it straight, I'm not. Or straight-ish. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do. Right. See if we can find the remote so I can zoom in. We're going to need to at some point. Let's put these Stanley blades away. Right. This is part 3. Part 3, and it's just a quickie, of the Handmaster stroke LESON. Or LESON stroke Handmaster. They're actually rebadged. These are rebadged LESON 23. They're actually rebadged LESON TW232, if my memory serves me correctly. And I'm just looking for the remote control. If I can't find it, then I can't adjust the zoom, and we'll use another camera. We'll figure something out. See my neighbour's banging again. Every time I do something, she must fucking wait. Anyway, never mind that. I'll zoom in and I'll show you what I've done. Right, this is the case of the microphone. I'll start with this. Right, this is the bezel that has all the writing on it. Has your decals on it, and that's your trim bezel, if you want to call it that, trim plate, whatever. I've cleaned all the adhesive off the back of that. That's all lovely and smooth. It's ready to fit back into there, and it will just drop in nicely with a bit of glue. That's how that's going to go. The electronics, we'll get into that in the next video. The electronics on this mic all work, it's all done. Then we've got the, for want of a better word, we'll call it the tower, shall we? We've got that. I've not bothered about the painting there because it's not going to be seen, and that round there is not going to be seen. And where it's going to be seen, that's where we've dealt with it. And pop that into there. This all screws together, by the way, as you obviously know. Now if I come back a bit, come back to about there we go. And then we've got the head. We've got the head casting, which is there. That's all pretty much not bad. It's all been cleaned with thinners. Pop this on. There we are. Now if I can turn the mic round. I mean, I could polish this up and leave it like that, and I might. And that's there. And then we've got this, which is the head itself. Goes over the element. If I just hold everything on, and tilt it back, you get an idea. I'll zoom out a bit. We get the remote. There we are. And that's how it's going to look. I was talking to a guy last night on the CB called Paul, and he's done 2 of these mics, and he's left them chrome, not chrome, he's left them bare alloy and polished them. And do you know something? They look absolutely beautiful. They really, really do look good. And he's modified the insides of them and stuff, put relays in. He's made a nice job. You know, he's really, really spent some time doing them. You know, not like me, a quick lash up. But there we go. You see, that's the LESON TW232. Only this one's badged as a Handmaster. It's the same mic, and I might be painting this one gold. I'm not sure yet, but this might be getting painted gold because I think they were available in gold, I believe, and I think gold, not too goldy, but a nice layer of gold I think will look nice. A layer of gold paint will look nice. The Mildred's got some he bought for a project, and I've managed to talk him into bringing it round. If he can't get me a tin of black, I'd like to do it original, which was black, but you know, by the same lines, if I had a decent buffing wheel, I'd buff it, I'd polish it, but I haven't, so I haven't got a polishing machine, so I can't polish it. I'd like to make it like Paul's done his, really nice, you know, polished. But I'd like to do that, but because I haven't got the equipment for doing that. I mean, I've got a lathe up there, but I haven't got a polishing. I wouldn't fit a decent sized polishing wheel on it. This has got to be polished. Well, this has actually been polished. The insert's got to be cleaned. Might have to give that a paint. We'll see. But it's actually quite nice. I mean, they're very, very well made, these LESONs. Very well made. They're good mics. I mean, this is the basic one. I'll just show you the electronics quickly. Right, this is the insert here. That's your insert, and that's your little amplifier. I didn't think there was an amplifier in these. It'd been that long since I worked on one, I'd forgotten. But there is. It's a little amplifier. It was hid under that sponge. So that's your little amplifier there, with your insert. And then we've got the actual microphone amplifier here. Not the amplifier. We've got we've got the base of the microphone, which contains the PTT and the battery connection and stuff. I'm going to put a new battery snap on here because the battery snap is a bit knackered, it has to be said. So we're going to be putting a new one on. And there's your volume control. I need to sort the PTT out on this as well because it doesn't lock. Well, it does. It does lock, but it doesn't lock where it doesn't. When you lock it, it doesn't key the radio. It keys the radio with no audio, if I remember rightly. It doesn't go down as far as you'd like it. So we're going to look at something for doing that. We'll give that knob a bit of a polish there. See if we can make that look a bit better, and we might be able to. It's a bit scratched. Let's see what we can do with that. That knob's supposed to be gold in the middle. My neighbour's gone out, thank God. Get some fucking peace. Right, and I'll push that there. See, that needs... If I take this stuff out of here that's in here, I have to take this pin out. And there we go. take this pin out. That's the PTT lock pin. Lift the PTT bar up. They're actually quite a substantial bar on these. They are a well-made microphone. Like I say, you know, they really are. They're a really, really good, well-made microphone. They're not bad. Just getting the bits out. I'm one of these plastic feet missing, but I'm going to replace them anyway with rubber feet. And there's the washer, the nut, and the washer. They need cleaning up off the volume control. Right, and there's your PTT there, which just sits in that little, very simple, just sits in there. I will clean all this. This will all get cleaned. In fact, to be honest with you, why not, since it's in my head, why not do that now, eh? I just don't want any wires coming off. Not that I'm worried about soldering them back on. But we can give it all a good clean. And that's even loose, that one, so that's probably why we weren't getting the full travel. The PTT, that's loose as well, and there's a screw missing out the end there, and that one's loose, so this is all loose, so somebody's lift that up. Should be able to just lift it. There we go. And I can clean the plate then, you see. But yeah, and we've got a wire. I think we've got a wire come off of there. I'm not sure, but that doesn't matter. It's only the shielding. Go back on. What I had to do with this, because I only had a 4-pin lead to replace it, what I had to do, I had to leave the blue wire where it was long enough, and there we are. And what I did, I soldered the blue wire to, we've got a bit of thinner left on there, that'll do. Wipe the inside of this out, there we are. This only needs wiping out. It's only dust that's in here. I mean, they were really well made, these mics, they really were, folks. That's good enough. Just gets all the crap out of it, you see, and just show you. Just gets all the crap out of it, and when I come to put it together like now, putting the... Ooh. Bring this... Bring this back in. What we need to do is get the battery snap through there. Pull that through. We're going to put a new battery snap in this. We've got a load of them in the drawer, so we might as well, as we've got them, we might as well put them in. May as well use them. And yeah, that one that Paul did, that's a lovely mic, and well, he did 2 of them. I mean, they don't even tighten up. Don't even tighten up them screws. I think somebody's neck of the threads on these. Yeah, they don't even tighten up. Now, Need to have a look at that, because they don't even tighten up. So I need to maybe see if I can find some little nuts that will go on the bottom or something. They are machine screws, but somebody's obviously worked on this in the past and they haven't. And what I'll do now, I'll leave that for a second, because I want to put this back in. So somebody somewhere has worked on this and not put it back together correctly. Which is a bit of a bummer. Oh, that's not even in correctly. Let's get this one here because I can see it. That's got that one. And move that one across to there. That's it. We just go in and we don't end up pulling wires off everywhere. They tighten up. So I'll have to look at tightened up, them ones don't, so I'll have to sort that out. Right, can I take this bar out? I think these are glued in. Not going to risk it in case I break it. Let's put the PTT back into place. Not really a lot to these mics. You don't want to tighten the plastic too much because you don't want to split it, because it'll be brittle, this plastic. Just snug, that's all you need. And I will find some method of sorting that out. Just bring that back round here so it's not going to get caught and pull wires off. That's the volume control. You know, I didn't even spray that and it worked perfectly. Right, and that's your volume, that's your PTT there. Back in place. Then your lock. If I press the bar down, press the bar down and just hold it there for a second while I get the pin through. There we are. See, it does go down. It's supposed to only go to there. It doesn't go all the way. So I've got some foam things in there. I might try one of them on it. Oops. Make sure I'm not. Oh, that just got caught there. It goes there. It goes down that way as well. But it's not designed to do that. It's designed to sit there. But that's how that's supposed to work. And I've got one of these feet missing. Well, say one. I might have two missing now, but that's no problem because we're going to replace them anyway. That screw isn't out of it, but these two screws here are for the head. these two small ones for the go on the cover for the head. That's your volume control, the washer and nut, or washer and nut. Sorry, that's a washer. Needs cleaning. That goes in the back. That goes in the bottom, and that doesn't belong to it, but it was in it, so we'll put it there. And this one, that one goes in. Yeah, it's right. That one goes in there. That one goes in the bottom of there, and that one goes in the main, hold the main case together. But that's where we're coming on. That's how we're coming on with the LESON. I call it a LESON because that's what it technically is. Other people might argue and say, well, it's a handmaster. Only by what it says on the badge on the front. As far as I'm concerned, I need to see if we can polish the PTT bar up as well. See if we can maybe give it a light sand and then buff it. See what I can do with that. If I can't do anything with it, so be it, it is what it is. But yeah, oh, and there's the gasket that goes in between this and the main body of it. Holds the element in place. Oops. There's the volume control. Just gone west. There we go. Oops. There we go. Yeah, we've lost one of our little, we're one missing to begin with. And there's our little amplifier with our insert. We'll put that there. We don't want the insert getting damaged. It's only tin foil. The last thing we want is that getting any harm coming to it. So now I can move this out of the way and can put that over there. We will find some screws or some way of securing this unit there a lot better than what it is. But we've got all the paint off. Well, we've got all what we need off anyway. And I'll give that a wipe down again when Mildred turns up with the paint. I'll give that a wipe down, a better wipe down with thinners, and we'll get it sprayed up, and we'll get it all done and put back together, and it can be put on the CB and used, which is what. Oh, there's the other foot. So I'm only one missing now. I think I might have some of those because I scrapped a LESON. It was, don't like scrapping things like LESONs, but I had to. It was knackered, so that was beyond any sort of repair. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there, folks, and the reason why I'm gonna leave it there is because I've got to feed Fanaka Pants. Fanaka Pants wants his lunch. Scraps here wants his lunch, so gonna have to feed him. Get myself fed as well because I'm hungry. And yeah, there we go. Join me for part 4 when hopefully we'll see this in its new colour and we'll see it back together, and yeah, so it can then go in the shack. It can then go in the shack and be used. I want to use it on the Colt 444, and it works well on the Colt 444 because I was talking to some guys last night, including the guy who restored the 2 that he's got. He uses his on ham radios, but he's also fitted a switch so that he can switch them back for CB use if he wants to, because because these were designed for CB use, they weren't designed for ham radio use. They're not amateur radio mics, despite what it says on there. They're not amateur radio mics. They are CB microphones. That's what these were aimed at. They are CB radio microphones, and they're two different animals. And you can use these on amateur radio, but you have to play about with the wiring, I think, on the PTT, because amateur radios, a lot of them, they have audio. They don't actually have an audio lead as such, receive audio lead. You know, the audio's there so you can use it as a receiver without a mic. But I've never tried to use one of these on an HF or any other type of amateur radio set. Never tried it, never wanted to. But I think, but it does work well. These LESONs, they do work well with Cybernet based radios. They just seem to be a match made in heaven. They just seem to be very compatible, you know, with Cybernet boarded radios. And I do like my Cybernet based radios. I really do. I mean, if it's a case of putting up with it, I would have a Uniden, but I wouldn't like a Uniden as a daily radio. You know, a daily driver, if you like. I wouldn't like to have one for everyday use. I would like to, you know, I prefer Cybernet based radios because the receive on them's better for a start. The receive on them's better. The outgoing audio's nicer, or it is on the UK on the UK CB2781 Cybernets, and the Colt 444. They're another good sounding audio on FM, but things like the multi-modes and the majors and stuff, they were. I remember back in the day we used to call them multi-modes, we used to call them muffle modes, because the audio was very muffly on them. And there was a modification you could do. A rig doctor did it for me once, on a major 588. And it went in for some surgery, and he said it hasn't had the transistor modification to improve the audio. He said the audio will be very muffly, and he tried it and he said, yeah, it is. He said, do you want me to do that? I said, well, while it's in, do everything. What you know, I said, you're the expert, because I didn't mess with radios then, CBs anyway. I said, you're the expert, mate. I said, you do what you think and just tell me at the end of the day what it is, you know, what the bill is. So he said, right. So I left it in his capable hands and I came home. The guy used to live in Clayton. There was a guy called Dave. Anyway, I think he was called Dave. Anyway, lived in Clayton at the time. Anyway, I got a call from him about a week later. You know, your radio's done. So, you know, I didn't ask him on the phone what I owed him. I've waited till I get there. I got there. What do I owe you? I think he charged me a £5. Well, he wanted to charge me a £5, and I said to him, I said, no. I said, yeah, I'll have a tenner. You know, because it did need a lot of work, because somebody had been in there, mucked the sideband up and everything. The SSB was all messed up. It was all needed. It needed a setup from front to back, and he did it all for me. And it sounded absolutely brilliant when he done it. It received a lot better. I mean, it was fairly deaf when I got it, but he did a good job for me. And he did the audio mod as well, because that needs doing on all them radios, and most of them now will have been done. But if you find one brand new in the box, it won't have been. They all suffered from that. That was the only problem with them radios, with them multi-modes and majors. And they were all Cybernet radios, and they were, to a point, well, they were generally very reliable. There's a lot of them still kicking about today. I mean, I see them on eBay. People are asking stupid prices on eBay. I mean, you get people want 40 or 50 quid for a Fidelity 1000. I mean, come on. A fucking Fidelity 1000. I had one of them badged as an Academy many, many years ago when I first started getting into it. The first radio I ever had was a little President AX7. A little Uniden based radio, lovely radio, it sounded good. It was AM, straight 40 AM. And because it was playing havoc with the neighbours' television sets and stuff, my parents insisted I got rid of it and got an FM set instead. So I got an FM set and it still did the same thing. Made no difference. The only difference was they got lines instead of my voice on the TV sets. And yeah, all the neighbours were complaining. I mean, and all they were doing was sitting watching Coronation Street shit like that. I mean, they should have been grateful I was interfering with their tellies. Seriously though, it wasn't fair really, I agree. They had as much right to watch their telly as I had as much right to use the radio. And to be honest, I wouldn't have liked it. If I was listening to the radio or some records and some pill that was next door keying up a fucking rig, I would giving me interference, I wouldn't want it. I'd be knocking on the door as well. I appreciate and understand why neighbours did that. But I was very amenable. I was never impolite. I used to spend most of my time on it in the early hours of the morning. If I went on in the day, it was rare, and I usually went on low power. Usually flicked the low power switch to low power, and that cured the problem. It didn't interfere with anybody, but I could still get out to where I wanted to get to. But yeah, I remember the days I had a DV27 on a biscuit tin, a family circle biscuit tin, I think it was. It was either a family circle or a Crawford's. Well, I think Crawford's made family circle, didn't they? But yeah, it was a red biscuit tin. I'm sure it was a family circle one, with a hole bashed in it and the DV27 on the top, screwed to it. Didn't work really well, that, because a DV27, a biscuit tin doesn't provide much of a ground plane. I did another deal once with a girl. I got a Sapphire X2000, which is just like a Fidelity 1000 but with a few extra knobs, just as crap. Made by that company called Great, not because the sets were great. They weren't. The company was called Great. I think they were Taiwan or Hong Kong, one of the two. Anyway, and I got that from a girl called Ronnie up the road. I think her proper name was Veronica. We all called her Ronnie. And I got it off her. I gave her a stereo unit for it. She wanted a record player, a stereo record player. So I had this stereo record player knocking about. So I said to her, I says, what have you got, how much do you want to give me for it, like? She said, would you be interested in taking a CB radio, power supply and stuff? I said, yeah, I would.
Andrew,
Yes?
need a favour?
What is it?
Bubble wrap.
Hang on, let me just send me video. Come in a minute.
Well, I'm going to go up to the post office. Shall I call the way back?
Yeah, call on your way back, Gary. I'll have a look, see if I've got any.
That's smashing. Thanks, Andy.
No worries.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit, mate. Anyway, I got that from her and I had that for a bit. And I sold that. And it came with a ground playing kit and a DV27. And that was a bit better, but it still wasn't perfect. I mean, the only way you get any good results from a DV27 is putting it on a car. Doing it properly. But, yeah, the things we did back in the day, eh? You know, the things we got up to back in the day. Them bloody radios. Anyway, I'm going to leave you to it. I'll give you a quick look at old Fanaka Pants down here. Here he is. Oi. Scraps. Here. Are you hungry? I'll get his attention. Come here. Oi. He's gone and walked off. Scraps. Come here. Come and say hello. Oh well, doesn't want to. Wants his lunch. That's probably why he's a bit grumpy. I better go and feed him and water him and sort him out. And thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and if you like what you see, then subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't like what you see, then still subscribe, because there might be something comes along that you like. It's worth a punt. Don't cost you anything. You all take it easy. Thank you very, very much. Bye for now, folks.